Hello and welcome to the Afrocentrist podcast. My name is the energetic EJ and I'm super excited to be back after a long break. Well, it didn't feel long at all. I wish I could go for longer, but at the same time, I could not stop thinking about coming back. Whew! I'm in my happy place and I'm super excited to be back. I hope you missed me, because I did miss you. And I'm back and better. Remember that, when I went on break, I told you I was going to reevaluate and see what, segment of the podcast is going to stay, is going to go, is going to be adjusted. Well, I am happy to announce to you that this is a new segment on the Afrocentrist podcast called the Coaching Corner. Yes! I have been in a very sweet relationship with coaches the past year and a half, going to 2 years. And it's just been amazing. I've been thinking of how can I leverage my network of coaches to showcase the amazing work that they're doing. Some people would ask questions like, what are coaches really for? Like, what are they doing that everybody cannot do? Don't even go there. Don't say that. Never. Because they do amazing work, especially the ones that are really passionate about transformation. And those are the ones that I want to feature on this segment of the show, of the podcast, right? So every Friday, I'll be coming to you with a coach sitting on this program and sharing their area of expertise. Why did they choose to coach in that area? And what do they have to share with us? Now, they're going to be sharing knowledge. So it's going to be more like a masterclass. I kid you not. For some, it's going to be like full-blown masterclass. And for the others, it's just going to be them sharing the stories of their journey so far and how they are currently, helping people move from point A to point B and some from point A to point Z. Like when they work with you, there is a total transformation, like a 360-degree turnaround in your life, going through their framework, going through their signature program, and coming out a refined person, a better person. I am a product of coaching. I have gone through several coaching programs, and I know how transformational it has been for me. And I thought, how can I make my audience enjoy part of this transformation? So in these sessions or in these segments, you're going to resonate with some of the coaches. And I implore you, please, 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 when you catch any of them that resonates with you, that you need their services or their coaching, do not hesitate to connect with them and let them help you move from where you are to where you want to be. All right. So I love his area of coaching. He is a youth coach or teens coach, so to say. And it's amazing work that he's doing with teens. And how handful working with teenagers can be. And this person has dedicated his time, his life, his expertise, and his coaching to helping teenagers. Why did he choose to work with teenagers? And how has it been so far? And what advice can he give to parents of teenagers? These and many more are what we're going to be covering on this episode of the Coaching Corner. So come away with me as we meet the coach for the day, Coach Chiedozie. All right. So I think they call him Coach Dozie. I'm not even sure anymore, but I know there is a Uncle D or something like that. He's going to tell us all about it. Okay. And guess what? He's also a podcaster like myself, and he has a beautiful podcast for kings, right? For male young people. But generally what he shares is around personal development that can help the young ones, right? So sit back, relax as I introduce you to my guest on this segment on the Afrocentrist podcast called The Coaching Corner. Don't go anywhere. I will be right back with my guests. Hi there. This is the energetic EJ, and I'm super excited to let you know that I'll be speaking at the Thrive Summer Bootcamp this August, which is a 360-degree success bootcamp. We want to help your young ones, your teenagers, pre-teens and teenagers, help them be successful 360-degree, which is going to speak to different parts of our lives. But guess what? We do not want just the teens to be there, because we don't want the teens understanding what they need to do, and you as the parent or as the guardian being at loggerheads with them. So I want to invite you as well as a guardian or as a parent to join us at this boot camp, because it's going to speak to you as a parent as well as to the teenagers themselves. It's happening from the 6th to the 27th of August. I mean, they're going to be on holiday and it's a virtual boot camp. So even if you are on vacation, both of you can still attend. So please click on the link that is attached to this video now. See you there. Okay, yes, my guest is here. Yes, I remember what he's called. It's called Uncle D. Hi. How are you doing today, Coach Chiedozie?
Very well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. Thank you for availing yourself to be here. I know you're a very busy person, and but thank you for making it work. So, first of all, before we go into you sharing what you're here to share, basically, like I said earlier on, Coach Dozie is a teens coach, right? And is here to talk about, leadership, development and leadership in youth or in the young ones, right? But my first question to you, before you dive into that, talking about leadership in young people and personal development, right, is why, of all the people that you could work with, men, women, that actually have purchasing power, why did you choose teens?
Yeah, I get that a lot, but let's say, how we all start off with passion, and this is passion. You're driven by the desire to see something different with young persons, because we've all been there, right? We've all been at that space where you look up to people and you really never found someone in your space who you could. They were just all distant persons like that. And if you're like me, I'm the first child in the family, so I'm that guy that everybody was looking up to. You're looking for who to look up to, and there's, you look up, there's nobody there to look up to, and so you're just there finding your way through life and things, like a lot of issues and things to deal with. So I came out of that, and pretty much as a young person, I just wanted to fill that space for a lot of other persons coming behind me, and help them chart their course. And then as I went on, I found more professional means to deliver on the assignment. That's just it. Yeah.
Amazing stuff. I like it. So from what I hear now, you came from the point view of solving an issue for yourself and saying, okay, if for me as a young person, I didn't have anybody to look up to, especially as a firstborn, what are other firstborn going through? And how can I use, based on my experience, prefer a solution to help other teenagers who are now firstborns and whatever number of borns we have in the family to be better, to be able to lead or get in that space of personal leadership and personal development, which is very amazing. That, first of all, tells me that you are in this for the transformation. All right. So my next question for you would be, what has the journey been like? You see, before you tell us about the leadership and the other things, but for you, what has the journey been like? Meaning that, what are some common things that you've observed from working with teenagers that you can say, you know what, these things that I've seen over the years with working with these teenagers, these are some pointers to some factors that are like, that comes forth or that are repetitive, that helps you even make your anchor stronger, that you know what, this is what I want to do, and I'll keep on getting better so that I can better help this young people.
So the biggest issue with young people is the question of identity. It's the same question is everywhere, is in every culture, is in every nation. I've worked with teenagers from diverse backgrounds, and it doesn't matter what shade it takes. That's the question. It's identity. Is who am I? I have this thing I say that young people, that age bracket, teenagers, and in recent times that expanded, preteens now and teenagers, that age bracket, the age bracket where everybody treats you like a child, yet they expect you to behave like an adult. So it's kind of like confusing. I'm supposed to behave like an adult, but the way you're treating me you're treating me like a child. And so it creates a lot of confusion for young people. I've seen it all. I saw myself. Okay, I saw myself. oh, don't you know you're now grown up? If I was grown up, give me the grown up rights and privileges. And then, but you cannot have that. You're still stuck here. And so it's a little bit here and there and things like
Conflicting.
that. It's conflicting. It creates a lot of confusion and things like that. And remember, that is the point where we have the most energy. You want to try out new things. You want to do a lot of stuff and things like that. A lot of what happens is that we are put down. You need to calm down, hold that, and after a while, all of that energy fizzles. And then when the person becomes an adult, they start asking, what happened? No, the thing that happened, the person lost it like a few years ago. So that has been a recurrent experience with a lot of teenagers, young persons. The question of identity, the question of autonomy. I want to be me, but I still have to be responsible or accountable, which is a good thing, except that we now take it to the extreme, and things like that. So that's essentially what
that is so profound. That is so profound. And it's even the bane of our current society. A lot of people being lost and lost adults because they were not allowed to express themselves when they were younger so that they can really grow into their true identity. And so they were shaped or shut down or molded or forced into what they are not.
Into an identity that they're not.
Yes. And so when they grow up, they begin to wrestle with it because this is not who they are. And then they spend the better years of their adulthood trying to find themselves. Gosh.
It becomes very difficult then.
That is so profound. Whoa.
Yeah.
We need more of you in our society. Really. We do.
Hopefully.
So you see, guys.
Thank you very much.
Seriously, guys. So you see what I mean when I say you don't, some of us don't really understand what coaches do. We just think they talk for a living. No. It's helping people reprogram their mindset. And I don't know if I'm sorry to say this because it's the truth and it's the fact that most of us from the African continent, we have been injured. Really, permit me to use this word, we are messed up. I kid you not. Because most of us, even as adults now, we don't even know we can't find our footings. We're still tossed around, following bandwagons, following trends. You don't even have a mind of your own. You can't even decide what you want. Have you noticed that a lot of us, even as adults, when you are in conversations with them, even the ones that have somehow tried to find their ways, there is a phrase that is so common that people use. I don't know.
Okay.
When you ask them a question, the first thing that comes is, I don't know, but...
I don't know. I don't know. Have you heard, excuse me, please, I'm sorry. What did you just say? Excuse me, please, and what's that? But that you heard a lot around here. You just know that this person is uncertain. Excuse me, please, I'm sorry. He's about to ask you
a question.
Direction, something. He asks you a question. He walks into an office and he starts with, excuse me, please, I'm sorry. Only you in one sentence.
Whoa.
It's Lord.
I know. And even in a scenario, let's say a classroom or a training, you will see that we've gone through the training and we're saying, okay, now it's time for Q&A. You see somebody say, yes, so please, I want to ask a question.
See, why are you sorry for asking a question? And I
during
don't understand.
Question and answer
session, you're sorry for asking a question.
Oh, gosh.
It's messed up, like you said.
It is. But I'm happy, especially for the teens that have gotten to know you, that you are currently working with. You're doing such an amazing job with your group on Facebook, and how you're consistently, churning and pouring into them so that they can have the right, rewiring their mindset, reprogramming their mindset. Now, tell us, in your own words, explain to us what that looks like for you as a coach and for them as your coachees or your teenagers. What does self-leadership and self-development look like for them through what you're doing?
Okay, let me pick it up from something you said. A lot of persons think that coaches talk for a living. I don't talk for a living. I listen for a living. So in that space, I actually do more of the listening. I ask questions. And later on in working with teenagers, like I said, I began to find more professional means to do the job. I started to relate more with the parents because it doesn't matter what you tell a young person that is going to go back home to an adult that holds the stick and everything in the house. So the more productive thing to do will be to talk to that adult. And that's how we came about the group that we run on Facebook. So the conversation is really about raising independent and confident and responsible adults. That's the message we are carrying to parents. You are not raising a baby. The outcome of your parenting is to raise an adult. But you see, if you continue to treat this human being like a baby, you're going to raise a baby. Doesn't matter how old that baby is, it's a baby. 18-year-old, 21-year-old baby. But unless you focus on the outcome is raising an independent adult. So what do you need to put in this young person to make sure that as they become, as I said to share in our community yesterday, for instance, that parenting is a lifelong relationship, but then it's a tenure-based office. There is a tenure within which you have to deliver on your assignment. So you need to have a template, you need to have a plan for how you do that. Now, speaking to self-leadership. So if you're going to train this adult that is supposed to be responsible, the biggest thing will be, how do I install a self-governance mechanism in this person and helping them do that? And so at a very young age, you want to first of all help young. I define a successful young person as a person that is self-aware. First of all, that's where it begins from. There's a lot of self-awareness that goes into what we do. Then you're talking about a young person that is confident and responsible with who they are. Then that young person must be able to build relationships, healthy relationships within the family and outside with peer groups and friends and things like that. And then that person must understand their place in the world, which is where the leadership context begins to play. What is my role? And that's the biggest question for every human being on this earth. Why am I here? What are you doing on this planet? And so the earlier you help a young person define who they are, understand themselves, self-awareness, self-consciousness, and all of that, and then help them to navigate their way into building relationships. Because there's that statement that if God wants to bless you, he sends a human being your way. That's the same strategy. If Satan wants to destroy you, he sends a human being your way. So you must have within yourself an intelligence that enables you to build connections, networks that will help you arrive in destiny. Then what is destiny? So we're going to help that young person define what destiny is. By the time you do this, you already see a roadmap and you see this is where we're heading, this is where we are, how do we get there? And so the question about self-leadership is, I've seen the template, I work in the template. That's how we're able to, get some of the results that we have been getting thus far.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's it.
That is amazing. I love it. I think like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I bumped into an Instagram live session. I can't even remember who it was, but the person was into the coaching space for parents. It was a parenting coach.
All right.
And I can't even remember what I think the person, I think it was your session actually.
Okay.
Yes, I think
I was waiting for you to that.
I think it was one of your sessions. And your guest was talking about some sort of templates, right, to work with as parents. And I was seeing somebody in the comment section saying, oh, what template again? What you people have come? What template is this? That our parents didn't have any templates. They didn't use any template and we turned out fine.
That's why we are where we are. If this is your definition of fine, I wish you well. If this is your definition of fine. And so I put out that I asked everybody to go check every astounding success that you have seen in history. Check business, economics, even in religion, sports. Everybody that has become an outstanding success in any of these fields or sectors of society, check. The one distinguishing difference is when they started. They started early. The Warren Buffetts of this life started investing at 6. The Lionel Messi's, the Cristiano Ronaldo's of this life began even before they were teenagers. They were able to identify and define this whole thing we're talking about, self-awareness, They knew ahead of time. Countries like Japan starts training astronauts at 2. It's mind-boggling. And here we have 19-year-olds, 21-year-olds that don't know which course they should feel in that crazy thing we call jam. Forgive my language. I should I get like this when I start talking about these things.
I know. I can imagine. I can super 100% relate, because when you've been there, done that, seen different type of people, you would understand. And there's no way you want to talk about it without talking about it passionately, because you've seen the decadence that we're actually experiencing in Africa compared to the rest of the world. And that is why we are 25 years behind some technology and some advancements.
Are we 25 years behind? I think we're a century behind on some places. I think we're a century behind.
Seriously?
There are some conversations that we are not even qualified to have from this part of the world. The average Nigerian and African teenager cannot hold a conversation with their counterparts across the world. That is something that should worry every parent.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Whoa. That is something to make you uncomfortable. Like, even I right now, I'm getting uncomfortable, and I'm like, hey, Ejiro, you need to sit up, because I have a teenager, and I mean, he looks up to me. He's super proud of me. The other day was saying, Mommy, wait, what exactly do you even do? I know you are everywhere. You talk, And I felt embarrassed, like, if my teenager son cannot articulate what I'm doing, there's problem. I need to work better in explaining to him, right? But I know he's so passionate about knowledge. He wants to learn. He wants to do, stuff. He wants to be independent. And I'm trying my best to ensure that I'm able to guide him to make decisions, even decisions that are hard, so that I don't have to tell him, you have to do this, you have to do that. If you want to do something, just present your cause. Why do you want to do it? What are the pros and cons? Are you aware of them? If anything goes south, are you prepared for the consequences? If you are ready, go ahead and do it. Do you understand?
The why.
So exactly. Wow, that's so profound. In fact, what you are doing here is amazing, right? So quickly, let me plug this in, because I know this is August, right? So I want to plug this in and say, I know you have a program coming up for teenagers. Quickly, in 2 minutes, tell us about that program and why every parent watching this right now should pay attention to it and enroll their kids for that program.
All right, the program is 360 Success Bootcamp. And we're focusing on, like I said, raising successful people, 360 success. So we want successful people who are, successful in their spirituality, successful in academics, which is where we have put a lot of emphasis thus far, successful in their minds, the ability to think, the ability to curate original thought. I said that is one of the biggest skills that young people need to have in this generation, is the ability to think and to communicate that thought, whether it is in writing or it is in speaking. I don't know what to say. It's not a good way to be, but that's where a lot of our young persons are. So success in their minds, and success in their health, success in finances. We have poverty is a big problem in Africa, because 30-year-olds are still looking for job and looking for who to do handouts and things like that. People are still dependent even in their 40s. So how about we begin to help young people to master financial intelligence at a young age and begin to learn investing, begin to learn to, earn income. Don't the theory of you have to finish school, now get a job before you now get married. I don't know who wrote those templates and things. All of those things are faulty. Okay, so young people can be successful at whatever age that we are. So we'll put a theme around that bootcamp, is Thrive. And Thrive is an acronym we came up with for training highly resourceful individuals with value and excellence. That's the whole essence of that bootcamp. So if you want to raise a young person to thrive in the 21st century, you should be at the bootcamp. Your child should be at the bootcamp. You should be there, because we have a section for parents. Like I said, I don't just want to talk to teenagers, because after telling them, they go back to the same faulty system from where they came. So they have all this information, they have all this knowledge, but the system, the environment, there are 3 things that must be in place to create success. It's knowledge, it's discipline, it's environment. Environment holds the biggest key in that equation. So it doesn't matter what we teach the young person. If the environment where they're coming from is not properly designed to empower them to succeed, they're not going to get it. So we have a section for parents. While we're talking to your teenagers, We have parent coaches and experts in that space that tell you how to create that environment that will empower your child to succeed with all of the knowledge and information that they are being equipped with. Like I said, if that is your dream, be at the boot camp. It's starting on the 6th of August, by the way.
Whoa, amazing stuff, guys. So I am going to leave after this session. Now we're closing it out right now. Don't go anywhere. We're going to play a short clip to tell you more about the event, right? So you see the speakers that are going to be there, you see the posters, you see the information. Please do not hesitate to click on the link and register, because what a perfect time. They are on holidays, right? They're on holidays now. Let them make good use of the holiday. Let them spend it rather than just scrolling through Instagram, TikTok, because they have phones. You got them phones. Do you ask yourself what they do with the phones? Please, you can be a guide to tell them, direct them to the places that they need to start looking at so that they can start reprogramming their minds. What you missed out, do not let them miss out on it, okay? So please, if you're a parent, you're a guardian, you're an auntie, you're an uncle, and you have access to a teenager or preteen, please share this link with them. Let them watch this. Let them sign up for the program. Let them be a part of it. I am proudly a part of it, and I'm going to be showing them one tool that they can use. Start early. That's one key thing I'm taking away from this. Once they start early, I mean, there are people on young Asians and Americans at 6, at 10. There are $1 million people making money online already. Meanwhile, our own teams, our own teams they're not even thinking of making money yet. They just want to collect. They don't care how money is being made. Some are not even asking the questions at all. Some of us parents are even keeping them away from it. We don't even want to discuss it with them.
When they ask the question, did you ever ask your parents the price of something and they responded by asking you,
do you want to pay me?
So you're familiar with that conversation. You get it. You get it. Or rather, we need to empower these young persons to learn value, understand wealth creation, and all of that. Yes, that's it. Thank you very much.
We have a lot of work to do.
We do.
Oh, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much. And I just want to say, well done with the work that you're doing. And you're doing amazing, because handling teams is no beans. Even as parents, talk more of a coach who does not stay with them day in, day out, right? So it's a lot of work you're doing. I salute you, I celebrate you, and I pray for you that, God will keep on enlarging your coast, enlarging your horizon, enlarging your knowledge, so that you're able to better help these kids and help us reprogram their minds so that they don't turn out to be like us. Yes, we turned out okay, but not fine.
We did not turn out okay. We did not. I disagree. We did not turn out okay. I don't know if we have time. I just chip in this. Before I came to this session, I've been with a group of parents where a particular parent was talking about having spent over 11 million naira. Can I put that in perspective? That is probably how many $1,000 for people that are listening to us outside of Nigeria? Over 11 million naira in less than a year on therapy for a young boy that has threatened to kill his father. And I said, that's what you pay for not doing. What I do is prevention. When you bring me into damage control, you pay very well for damage control. But I think it's easier. It's better for everybody to get on the board early to equip our young people to be able to thrive. There is a lot more coming.
Absolutely. Wow. God bless you. Thank you so much. Guys, I really do hope that you found this session very enlightening and empowering as well. So please do take action. Please watch this last bit about the program and sign your kids up. And you too, sign up so that you will not be at loggerhead with your teenagers. So that, please calm down. Bring down your ego. Learn. When you stop learning, you start dying. And that's the problem we have with parents and teenagers. Some of these teenagers are way ahead of you, and you'll be arguing with them. That's the way we used to do it. That's the way we've been doing it. Auntie, uncle, daddy, mommy, please. Times are changing. Catch up, okay? So please, you too, register if you're a parent, if you're an auntie, if you're an uncle, if you're a guardian. Please register yourself and the kids and be a part of it. God bless you. Until I come away again next week with another coach on this coaching session. No, what did I say now? I'm super excited, right? Anyways, on the coaching corner, till I come away again next week. Do have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.